Okay, so what happens when a K-pop star's attempt to connect with fans goes just a little bit sideways? We're going to break down a moment that went hilariously viral. A story that involves really good intentions, surprisingly bad aim, and the unexpected weaponization of a ponytail. Yeah, I know. It sounds like a totally weird question, right? But trust me, it's one the internet actually started asking after K-pop idols' very, let's call it, enthusiastic fan service led to a completely accidental and very public slapstick comedy moment. So the idol at the very center of this whole story is Chuu. And if you follow K-pop at all, you know Chuu. She is famous for being this ball of pure sunshine. Her energy is so positive, it's like almost overwhelming sometimes. And honestly, that's what makes what happened next even more hilarious. All right, let's set the scene. Picture this. Chuu's on her way to a recording at MBC's Music Show Champion for her new single. And just as you'd expect, there's a whole crowd of fans and photographers gathered outside, everyone hoping to get a picture or just a little wave. The stage was perfectly set for a classic idol-fan interaction. And this whole thing falls under the big umbrella of fan service. It is a massive part of K-pop culture. It's not just about showing up, it's about giving the fans a little something extra. So you gotta understand, Chuu wasn't just walking from her car into a building. She was there to put on a mini show for everyone who came out to see her, even before the real show started. So how in the world did this normal, everyday moment of enthusiastic fan service turn into a viral sensation? Well, it all happened in the blink of an eye, but honestly, it plays out with all the drama of a perfectly timed short film. Let's break it down play by play. First, you've got the pose, right? She's giving the fans what they want. Then comes the whip, a super dramatic theatrical hair flip. And then, wham! The impact. Her ponytail just connects with a staff member's face. You see this immediate, horrified apology. And then, and this is the best part, the sequel. She turns back to the fans and almost does the exact same thing to someone else. I'm telling you, you couldn't write it better. The comedic timing is just perfect. Of course, a moment this golden couldn't just stay on the sidewalk. Someone caught it on camera, threw it up on X, what we used to call Twitter, and it just took off. It went absolutely everywhere. People saw this and, as a collective, just could not stop laughing. And this was a super common reaction. People weren't seeing it as some horrible mistake. No, they found the whole clumsy moment completely endearing. It was this perfect, unscripted little window into Chuu's silly and cute personality that her fans already adore. It felt so her. But then you had the people who were just in sheer shock at the chaos of it all. I mean, look at this comment. For so many, the funniest part wasn't just the first hit, it was the fact that she turned around and almost immediately did it again to a whole other person. It was like a double feature of accidental hair-based assault. And of course, you've got the defenders. And this is where it gets really funny. This whole idea of a serving space is just hilarious, treating her fan service area like it's some kind of protected zone. It's such a great example of how fandoms can take a funny moment and spin it into their own incredible inside joke. I think this comment really captures the spirit of the whole thing. The accident became so iconic that fans were literally joking about wanting to be a part of it. This unscripted, funny, and deeply human moment somehow became more desirable than any planned interaction could ever be. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. Why did this happen? Why did a simple, clumsy accident, a literal hair whip, become such a beloved, massive viral moment? What does it actually tell us about what fans are really looking for these days? And I think this gets right to the heart of it. The world of K-pop is built on this foundation of flawless performances and perfect visuals. Everything is so polished. So when a moment like this happens, something totally unplanned, kind of awkward, and just genuinely funny, it's like a breath of fresh air. It just cuts right through all that polish and reveals the real, relatable person underneath. So this whole thing leaves us with a pretty fascinating question about modern fandom, doesn't it? In a world that is so obsessed with perfect performances, maybe what we actually love even more are the imperfect, unscripted moments. Perhaps the most effective fan service isn't the perfectly executed heart sign after all, but the genuine, clumsy, and totally unforgettable moments that happen in between.